Hello viewers, my name is Dr. Nelson Okorie. I am live on Coffee with Carpa. My name is Nelson Okorie. I hold a philosophy of doctor's degree in agricultural extension and rural development. I am a senior lecturer with the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, Akwa Ibom State University, Nigeria. I'm a Christian. I'm a good family man by the grace of God, a researcher, and a pastor. Agricultural extension is an aspect of agriculture generally. You know, when we talk about agricultural extension and rural development, we are simply extending information, which we call innovation in agriculture, to farmers. And if you look at the other part of it, rural development, when these innovations are imbibed by the farmers and action taken by them, it will lead to rural development, which is the key thing now all over the world. So agricultural extension is the pivot where every other aspect of agriculture revolves. So if you find yourself in animal production, you'll need an agricultural extension officer. Find yourself in agronomy, soil, whichever aspect of agriculture. So it's very important, and it's the end thing right now all over the world. We'll deal with the local farmers directly on how to improve their produce and new techniques in farming, But that is done through education process and procedure. They are not coerced to accepting this innovation. Rather, we use persuasion on them on how they can, accept those new practices. I had that inspiration to be an agriculturist from when I was young. I used to go out with my mother to the farm, and it's been a passion. I had that drive since I was young to be an agriculturist. And if you look at it from whatever end, you'll realize that everybody longed to be an agriculturist. Retired generals in Nigeria, all of them own farms. Yes, they do. The entire farm at Ogun State owned by a retired general, General Obasanjo, and even Abdul Salami Abubakar has a farm, and all of them, So it's been a passion that I must reach out to our local farmers on how they can change, a change in behavior, what they had been doing before, to embrace what is good and useful, the innovation that we are talking about, the package. There are several packages out there that, if it's taken to the reach of the local farmers, will help them a great deal to better their lots. What does it take? It takes one, that passion, which I had earlier mentioned. And you have to be qualified too. Qualified in the sense that you must have at least 5 credit level subjects in senior secondary school certificate examination. Most importantly, the sciences: English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology or agricultural science, and one other subject, 5 core sciences, including English and maths, and chemistry. In fact, chemistry is the core if you want to do in any course in agriculture. Quite some. Absolutely. There are challenges. There's no area of agriculture, of course, not just agriculture, generally, that you don't have challenges. So we have quite some. The first thing there is that the young folk don't really understand the essence of agriculture. So many of them don't want to come into this area, having gotten that erroneous conception about agriculture. It's hard work and all of that. But right now, a whole lot of things has been in place that makes it interesting. So there's this need for advocacy to our young folk, why they should take agriculture. A nation that has food has all. So we must begin to have this perception and also go into the advocacy for a drive, through our young persons so that they can venture into this area of agriculture. And again, some of them complain that, where will I work at the end of it all? But I discovered that there are so many ways, places of interest to work after completing the course. So many places, research centers are there, the universities, colleges. You can work as a researcher in the research centers and institutes. You can work in banks. You can be employed in banks. You can work in multinational companies like Shell and others as liaison officers. If you go into those places, you discover that these are the people that are working there. And very many other areas. You can teach others. You can be a research fellow. You can work in the research centers and institute. You can work in the bank. Very many of us are in the bank, central bank, and commercial banks, and so on and so forth. So there are so many places where one can work after completion of this course. It's quite interesting, very lucrative. Yes, for sure. So many of us, even my mates, are doing their postdoctoral outside this country. And you discover that this is one area that is very vast. The scope is wide. So you can go into any area of agriculture, apiculture, floriculture, and so on, agri-extension, rural development, soil science, agronomy, agri-economists. So vast. So it's, like I said before, the end thing now, agriculture. It is the end thing. So we'll encourage people to study it within and without, and mostly abroad, so that those innovations that is yet to be within our reach can be brought in. It has so much prospect. For a country like Nigeria right now, the oil is still soon going away that we actually depend on. So the only option that we have as a country right now is agriculture. And that's just the truth. It is agriculture. So the prospect is quite high, but it behoves on our government, the government of Nigeria, to create the enabling environment for people to go right into the farm and do the needful. Yes. So the prospect is high. I would like them to embrace agriculture. Agriculture is good. In fact, to say the least, it brings money on a daily basis if you go into it. The snailium, the goat tree is so vast Like my students during holidays, what they do is to go into the short-term agriculture, vegetable gardening and all of that. And this is where they raise money for some of them, for their school fees. So it's very interesting. So I will advise young aspirants into this profession, agriculture. They will not regret coming into these aspects of the study, agriculture. Agriculture is good. It is the end thing, and everybody should come to this profession. You come to it, you'll be happy with yourself. You have fulfillment.